Hi, I'm Denise Montgomery. I'm just here to say a short message about where I came from and where I'm at now. I was a family of 10. There was 10 in my family, 10 kids. My dad was in the Air Force. My mom was there with him. When he retired from the Air Force, my mom ended up being a bartender and he ended up being the bar wag with her. As kids, we were dragged to baseball games everywhere you could imagine. Keggers were everywhere. So I began drinking like at a real early age. And that's where my bad habit started, was drinking out of a little kegger thinking it was all cool off of the back of a pickup. From there I went to seeing my mom and dad struggle and fight, and then a divorce came after 28 years and they went their separate ways. Well, of course us kids got divided up because there was too many of us. I went with my dad for a year. It was just craziness, worse than ever. And thank goodness my mom seen it and brought me into her home. But like I said, she was a barmaid. She was a bartender up until she couldn't do anything else. So, you know, I was just raised alcohol all my life. At 14, I was already smoking weed, drinking, seeing what I could get into because I thought that was the way life was supposed to be. That's how I was brought up, to survive. My mom was gone all night. I didn't have to sneak out. Everybody came to my house. So from there, I met a guy in high school. We got married at 17. I was 17. He joined the Army. We went away to the Army in our career. It was an awesome family for a long time, for 12 years. We drank on weekends, which wasn't right, but that's all we did. No more smoking weed or nothing. We had 3 wonderful children. Life was just as good as it could get for us. We came back out of the Army after 12 years. We came back to Springfield, Missouri, where our family was. And boy, oh boy, did meth take a hold of us, and it got us fast. He became a big-time cook. And, you know, as a cook's wife, I had to sample the supplies, you know, and it just destroyed us so fast. It was like, womp, within a year he was in prison. So here I was stuck with 3 kids to raise on my own, ages 8, 12, and 14, not knowing what to do. I got a good job. I was taking care of them. I started college. I kept them going. For 5 years we did real good. He was in prison. We was a faithful, tight family. He kept promising how he was going to come out and he was going to be with me by my side, no more dope. So that's how we wanted it. But you know, after a few years I let my kids party in my home just to keep them home because I thought that's what I was supposed to do as a mother. I didn't want them running the streets like those other kids. We didn't have meth in there. Mostly it was weed and drinking, but it was just drugs, 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 you know. But my kids were home safe is how I looked at it. It was wrong. But from my point of view, I had them home. My husband got out of prison. We went right back into the meth game. It was crazier than ever. Within a few years, we were divorced. Well, after 32 years, I was divorced and didn't know where to go and what to do, you know. My kids were raised by then, but I was on my own again. So meth became my buddy. It was easy to go the meth way because I had so many friends, I thought. We could just party and forget our sorrows. We didn't have to worry about it. I did maintain a job, whoopity-doo, you know. It was just such an awful life in ways that people couldn't imagine, the ways you had to think about waking up, knowing where your next line was going to be, where your next joint was going to be, where your next drink was going to be, you know. And then one day it snapped. My son got in so much trouble. I thought I lost him. I thought he was going to go to prison like his dad did, and I couldn't take it. I thought, oh, it's destroyed my son, the meth game again, you know. So I made a pact with God. If you just let my son come home from jail, I swear, I promise, I'll be good. I'll do what it takes to be a mom that I wasn't, you know. So God did. He granted me that wish. After a while, I got my son out on bond. We started going to church. He went to rehab first. We started going to church. We started coming here to Freeway, and our lives changed. I've missed like 3 times at Freeway in a year, and I couldn't just, it's a miracle in itself what Freeway has done for me and my family again. My son got his year coin 2 weeks before I did, on my birthday, and then I got my year coin. It's been like 13 months, and we're both clean, and without Freeway, we really wouldn't be here like this. I've went to church all my life, But church just wasn't what grabbed us. It was Freeway. My son comes here to Freeway with me every Saturday night now. I've tried to get my other son and my daughter to come, and slowly God's going to grant that wish. I know He will. But you know, to give up meth was just such a struggle, and now to think back how stupid it was just not the life that people really need to go and live. I just wish people would, they just see what I seen way before the years I seen it, because you don't have to be 50 to see what's really out there with God. He's there each day and every day with you. And without Him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I'm just so thankful for Freeway and God. It's such an amazing thing to know, to give up meth for God. God is the man. He's the greatest honor in this world. And to think meth was our God, it was the worst. It was Satan. It was the worst thing anybody could ever have in their entire life. It destroyed my marriage. It almost took my son away from me. And even if something should happen to my son now, because we're still fighting a case that he's got, I know now he's got God in his life, and before he didn't. You know, I wished I could have put God in there, but I couldn't. But Freeway's done that for us. So I was set free at Freeway.